nothing get me down. You got it tough. See, the toughest podcast in town. And I know, baby, just how you feel. With the heavy metal news and a good times to go. Oh, can't you see me standing here? I got my seat and my laptop ready to go. A good times ahead, and now I'm with the show. Okay. I really shit the bed on that one. Welcome, one and all, episode 48. See, what I was trying to do there is I was trying to go for kind of a Van Halen jump thing, and it just totally fell apart. So we're just going to go ahead and pretend that never happened, and I'm going to welcome you one and all to another episode of the podcast. This is, 48? Of course, we got some fun stories, some sad stories, and we've got your comments at the end of this. And I think we got to the bottom of the Miss Althea thing. I think she was ghosted from YouTube on that last episode. But we've got a solid click, so I'm going to get to your comments because we got a lot of them this time. Lots of opinions and stuffs to get to. Sad news, but I mean not really sad news because he's been looking like the Crypt Keeper for a long time. No offense. But it's time for Mick Mars to start caring about Mick Mars instead of Motley Crue. I've always had this kind of thought, with as big as Vince Neil gets and stuff, that maybe they eat all the stuff at the catering table, and Mick Mars is trying to muscle in there. But between Nikki Sixx and Vince Neil, he doesn't get a bite of anything. But it says here, Motley Crue guitarist Mick Mars officially confirms retirement from touring. So if they release new music, he's probably going to do that portion, but he's not going to do the rockin' portion. Remember last time we talked about John 5? Maybe they'll get to the bottom of that in this. As reported by Variety, that's a fun magazine, isn't it? Motley Crue guitarist Mick Mars has officially retired from touring with the band. Shut up, phone. Shut it up now. Rumors of Mars' retirement came about with the rumor that Jonathan 5, Johnny 5, would be joining the band as the guitarist. Of course, John 5 said, no, that's not going to happen. Per Mick's statement, he shared the following. Okay, so this is a direct statement from the man himself. Does he sound like Vincent Price? I don't know. Mick Mars, co-founder and lead guitarist of the heavy metal band Motley Crue for the past 41 years, has announced today that due to his ongoing painful struggle with, ankylosing spondylitis, AS, is that the same stuff with the bucket challenge? I'm not trying to be smartass here, but is it ALS or AS? Ankylosing spondylitis, AS, he will no longer be able to tour with the band. Mick will continue as a member of the band, but no longer handle the rigors of the road. AS is an extremely painful and crippling degenerative disease which affects the spine. We wish you all the best in your health, Mick. I thought it would be like a personalized message from him about that. At the time of this writing, there is no confirmation as to who will be stepping in as the touring guitarist for Motley Crue. While John 5 says that the rumors pertaining to him are just rumors, we have to wonder. We really do have to wonder. We've got to scratch our heads, and we've got to wonder who that would be. Do you think John 5 would do it? I mean, I think he's got a pretty good gig going with Rob Zombie, although Mike Riggs was in there filling in for him. I mean, is it a step up? Is it an even step, like a plateau? Is it a step up or a step down for John 5 to go to Motley Crue? You be the judge of that. I thought there would be like a video personalized message, but I guess old Mick Mars, he's a man of few words, you know? I mean, he says, look, I just pick up the guitar and rock. That's all I do. I'm concerned with that. Although if you talk to Jakey Lee, he'll say, well, in between rocking, he likes to have a few racist comments, but that's besides the point. That's long ago. Do you remember when Ivan Moody, Five Finger Deathing Punches, he said he was quitting? He was retiring from metal. Well, this is Five Finger Death Punch. Ivan Moody says he is no longer retiring from metal. You know, if you want to get on the news, the heavy metal news stations, you got to be more like Sebastian Bach. Just Ivan Moody, show up at every gig in town, and you'll be on here every week. Ivan Moody, he's over here at Chuck Chuck's. He's on stage with the, this band this week or whatever. But earlier this month, Five Finger Death Punching Man, front man, Ivan Moody in the Five Finger Deathing Punches, shared that he would be retiring from metal. During one of the band's shows, Moody said that after he makes one more album with the band, he is walking away from metal. Is he going to strap on an acoustic and be like that fella from Stained? Maybe they do a double tour, duet kind of a style thing. He is walking away from metal. This caught many of us in the community by surprise. However, Moody has once again caught us by surprise because he is now saying he is not retiring. Via a 2.5-hour video statement. Holy shit. And they put that right here in this thing. Holy shit, yeah. Uploaded by Ivan, the Five Finger Deathing Punch frontman, provides an apology to his fans regarding that initial statement in this video. Ivan speaks to some struggles he has been dealing with in his personal life. It shares that he will not be retiring from metal. Is he going to retire from Five Finger Death Punch? As transcribed by the Loudwire, Ivan shares, I really sat back the last few days and took it all in. And I first off want to apologize. I apologize. I apologize because music's all I've got. And I don't think, for one, my kids would respect me in the long run if I quit doing what got me here. I don't think my friends would talk to me. Obviously, they didn't text me, not the ones I was hoping for. Ivan Moody continues, I can't quit. I can't. I'm not. To be quite honest with you, I think I'd die. Maybe not physically die, but my soul would fucking definitely fade. And I didn't come here for that. There is a fucking fire inside of me that will never go out. There is a light that never goes out. There is a light that never goes out. Get yourself a Diet Coke if you know what that is. You're false metal if you do. I'm false metal because I know what it is, and I can sing every word. Music and heavy metal are all I have, and all I ever known. I was designed by it. When all the rest of the world kept betting against me, underdog day after day after day after day after day, I found solace and sanctuary in bands like Metallica, Pantera, Alice in Chains. Don't say this guy's name. No more. We don't like Danny to the Isaac. Nope. Years and years of love for him. Nope, don't like it no more. The list goes on and on. He also added, I ain't going anywhere, honey, sister child. I'm not. Maybe I was a little bit impulsive. I hope you will all forgive me. You can watch the entire 2-hour, that's longer than a Lord of the Ring movie. The entire video message, we wish you all the best in the world. Okay, let's see if we can do a super mix. Oh, it's a part 1? Oh yeah, he's got the candles lit. He's coming in. Ivan, we're rolling. Oh.
Now, as many of you know, my oldest daughter, Alexis.
That's a robot machine. That's a robot machine where you get all your goodies online, isn't it, Alexis?
She is in recovery.
Oh.
Her stepsister,
okay,
from the social media chaos that I was sifting through. It didn't discourage me. Again, it enlightened me.
He's like a supervillain or something, isn't he?
Overdosed a little close to about 2 years ago and died. Rock star shit.
I mean, he's done some great costume changes there. Look, sunglasses on.
But in doing that, also turned over rocks and found a lot of slugs, a lot of leeches.
Snails?
And the more I looked up, the clouds, they loomed, and they got lower
Dark.
and lower, and the pressure got harder and harder.
So he's got sunglasses on,
Or half of.
and then you got
Gotta be.
sunglasses off.
We're gonna do it together, Dad, and I love you. Pop and rap.
Sunglasses off,
And they are understanding to beat around the bush.
and then
Trying
the
to taste-
regular glasses on and hat. 46 minutes in. Hat back off the head.
The motogrator.
Motograder, I remember them.
The whole
Is there any more costume changes in here?
right, sure. Then I met him.
Oh, really?
This cat is the most genuine
Thank you.
motherfucker I have ever known.
Oh, my God. We'll end it right there. If he's talking about me, I'm just happy about that. Other news story. Members of Pantera, Judas Priest, and Rainbow come together to form a heavy metal supergroup. Yes, please. I'd like to learn a little more about this. As reported by Consequence, I think that's a consequence of sound. There is a new metal supergroup called Elegant Weapons. Interesting name. Which feature members of Pantera, Judas Priest, and Rainbow. Specifically on drums and guitar, you have Judas Priest members Scott Travis and Richie Faulkner. There's a great bass right there. Respectively, Pantera's bassist Rex Brown is on bass as well. Ronnie Romero of Rainbow is taking on the role of vocals. Ronnie Romero, I don't know much about. I do know that he released an album of I know he's done a lot of stuff. He's kind of a roaming, an excellent roaming singer, like Ripper Owens and stuff like that. He's been in lots of projects. The band is excited to release their debut album titled "Horns for a Halo" next year. The album will be released via Nuclear Blast via a press release regarding this news. Richie Faulkner shared the following: It's exciting, mate, to be part of a label like Nuclear Blast that has such a rich history and a level of respect among fans in the music industry. Monty Connor, Nuclear Blast VP and AR, knows Andy Sneap well. And is Andy in this too? Oh, Andy, are you in here? Andy has always held Monty and label in a very high regard. Monty has loved the record from the very early demo stages. It's valuable and important to me that the label I sign with understand and connect with me, the music. This record represents, for me, more of my DNA as a guitar player and songwriter. Heavy, but moving slightly outside the realms of heavy metal. You got all those knuckleheads from Pantera, Judas Priest, and you're going to say outside of the realm of heavy metal? Those roots are obvious, but I wanted to reach in a bit, just a little bit more, and see what else can come up as well, as it wasn't necessarily expected. Speaking to the band, I just had right now, I just had this weird deja vu of someone getting in the comments and telling me I'm a giant jerk. I hope that's not the case. But I just had this weird one where it's like, ugh. I don't know. Is that weird? You ever have a deja vu? Speaking to what the band will sound like, okay, Faulkner says the band's style is a mix of Jimi Hendrix, Priest, Sabbath, Solo Ozzy, and Black Label Society. Is there anyone from Black Label Society in the band? The Judas Priest guitarist added, I've always wanted to make a record with Scott Travis outside of Priest. Is he even English, Richie Faulkner? Add to that, Rexy Boy Brown, unmistakable tone and attitude is something special. Having those guys as the rhythm section is a guitar player's wet dream inside my bed laying naked at night. The icing on the cake was Ron the Ronald Romero, one of the new breed of instantly classic vocalists. Ronnie brought a character and swagger to the songs that is instantly iconic, making these songs his own. We'll be the judge if it's instantly iconic, okay? We are looking forward to hearing the music of Elegant Weapons. Keep a lookout via the pit for updates regarding this new metal group. So there you have that. Rex Brown, he's getting all up in the big mix again, isn't he? He's about ready to do those shows with the Zach Wilde, and I saw another story about Dave Ellefson talking about how it's a bad idea. It'll never be anything. We know that it's never going to be anything without Vinny and Bobby, or Vinny and Dimebag. We know that we get it. But, you know, they can do rock jams too, right? Can't they? There's little Ronnie right there. You know, this guy, he looks like, what's his name, that actor? Lance Hendrickson. Is that Hendrickson? Remember the guy in Alien? Where oh no, he was Bishop or something, wasn't he? Hendrickson? Somebody get in the comments below and set me straight on all this. I think it was John Hurt that had the alien come out of his guts. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about maybe, was it two? I think it was Aliens and Aliens 3, where Lance Hendrickson was in it. And he was the android. But there you have that. They all kind of look like they could be brothers, right? They're all thin and tall and lanky and, you know, got some good schnozzes on them. They're like, mate, this would be a great band for doing cocaine, but we don't do that. We don't do that anymore. We're too old for cocaine, but we have the noses to do some cocaine if we wanted to. And, you know, Ronnie's nose, he's got a little petite nose there, but that's good. That's for good singing and stuff. One more story here, you guys, and then we're going to get into your comments because there were so many of them. There was 3 or 4 last time, and now there's like 13. So, but Mastodon, and I always can't say his name right, so I'd love some pronunciation in the comments, but the fantastic guitar player, Bill Kelliher, says Ghost has become the new Kiss. I kind of agree with that. I do kind of agree with that. Let's see what he says. There's Papa Emeritus 4, and there's Bill. And he's in an amazing band called Mastodon, and they're fantastic. And I think they did a tour there just recently with the Ghost. Considering where Ghost started in 2010, it is wild to see how much they have grown over the years. And depending on who you ask, some people may look at Ghost as one of the biggest names in rock and metal today. I'm pretty sure that's the case. They're one of those explosive bands that just popped out, and either you like it or you don't like it, but they're here to stay. Take Mastodon guitarist Bill Kelliher. I think I said that right. For example, not only is he a big fan of the band, but he also considers them to be the Kiss of 2022. I'm sure Gene Simmons isn't happy about that. I'm sure Paul Stanley and those guys will have things to say like, they stink. Via a new interview with Heavy Consequence, Bill speaks to the popularity of the band. For context, Mastodon was recently on the road with Ghost. See, I'm not a liar. Supporting them as part of an epic arena tour. Bill says that upon meeting Tobias Forge, he could sense that the band was going to be a big deal. Here is what Mastodon guitarist had to say about Ghost. When I first met Ghost mastermind Tobias Forge, and we first started touring with Ghost, I could just feel that these guys are going to be really freaking big. Now, they're like the Kiss of 2022. Their fans are rabid. They're insane. Half the audience, when we did this tour, had the face paint on. They're a great band, and I went out and watched them and the other night, and I says, hot potatoes, Lucille. These guys are incredible. Comparing Ghost to an act like Kiss, the latter, who is truly one of the biggest bands in all of music, that is quite the compliment. What do you make of Bill's stance when it comes to Ghost? Even if you may not personally be a fan of the band, do you think that they have reached a truly epic level of rock stardom? I do think that. Keep a lookout for fun Ghost-related feature we have coming out soon. Really? In other Ghost-related news, a band featuring little kids decided to cover one of the band's songs. I want to see that. Is that going to show me? Oh, yeah. It's a kid. Oh, there they are. They're going to do Square Hammer. Let's see them. Let's see what they do. I mean, they probably recorded this and now they're replaying back, right? And by the way, guys, I'm just telling you this now. If they're actually using some kind of backing tracks and I get dinged for this, you're not going to hear any of this square hammer. Okay? I'm going to cut it right out. Sing. That's a sweet earring he's got there. Imposing on your slumber. Got the nice fedora hat on. They're rocking, they're fun, they're having a good time. Are you on the square? Are you on the level? Are you ready to swear right here, right now, before the devil? Very catchy song. It's time for your comments, my friends. We spare no expense and we spare no time. This is important that we get through your comments. Do you understand this when I tell you these things? All of you guys taking your time out of your busy days and lives and everything else, think about it this way, okay? Think about it this way before we get into your comments. We are spinning. Carl Sagan called it the pale blue dot because the Voyager turned around when it was just about to leave our solar system and it snapped a photo of the Earth, and all it was a pale blue dot. We are spinning in an infinite universe that is expanding, okay? Listen to me. I know you're thinking, oh my God, he's Neil deGrasse Tyson right now. No, let me explain something to you. This is how you live your life from now on. If you take this advice, you will live the best life that you can live. Are you ready for this? We are in an infinite space. It is expanding. You are now. Don't be upset about this, but at some point there will be no existence on this planet. When you're born, you only have a finite amount of time on the planet. Let's say 100 years. Okay, I'm half a century old right now. The best thing that you can do is live that time that you have on Earth the best that you can do it, the happiest that you can do it, the funnest you can do it. With the least amount of drama, stress, anger, fear, because at the end of the day, when you're finally going down, and you might be, if you're a believer or you're not a non-believer, the lights either go out and that's it, or the lights go out and you go somewhere that's way better and you have, taffies and sit on a cloud and play a harp and do all those things. But the time that you're here is the only time that you have here. So if people give you grief, if there's people in your life that are drama freaks and every day is a stress, get them out. Because at the end of the day, you only have your amount of time here. So try and fill it with happiness, good times, goodwill, good people, good friends, good fun. If you're going to Applebee's or something. But do it. Live your life the best that you can do it. Okay? Let's get into Oscar here. He's got some stuff. Oscar Salvador. I remember seeing Faith No More opening for rotating headliners Metallica and Guns N' Roses in Indianapolis. That's that same thing we were talking about while in high school in 1991. The Puke singer, William Bruce Rose Jr., a.k.a. Axl, insulted many fans, calling them a bunch of corn-producing motherfuckers. Really? I mean, corn is a good product to produce if you're in one of those states like Kansas or something. It's a main form of agriculture. Still, Oscar here. Seems like yesterday this cocksucker scolded me and others after giving him money for his intoxicated performance. Wow. Jesus, Oscar. He was more fucked up than Stephen Piercy on a good night. Really? Where is this video? I gotta see this. And who doesn't like fresh, sweet corn with butter and pepper, right? I love corn. You give me sweet corn on the cob with salt, pepper, butter. Oh my God. It's just a delight on the lips. I mean, every bite, I don't know what that is, but every bite is delicious. As for Jeffrey Philip Wheatland, a.k.a. Zach Wilde, I ponder if his current statements are reflective of pushback from fans. For quite a while, many advised and described his involvement as part of a new lineup for Pantera. Yeah, what was he calling it? Zakk Wylde was calling it Pantera University. Something like that. They should call it that, Pantera University. The problem is when you're doing the Pantera reunion, you don't call it Pantera Tribute, Pantera University, Pantera anything else. You call it Pantera because there might be that many more tickets sold. As weird as that is. Dime and Vinny are rolling over in their graves for their shenanigans. Well, I did see a video, and I think we've mentioned this before, but I did see a video where they were straight asking Vinnie Paul about it, and he mentions Zakk Wylde going, "It ain't gonna happen. It don't matter. It's not gonna happen." There's your heart. Bobby Lockhart coming in here. I love Revenge of the Nerds. Booger has a shirt on that says "Who farted?" Laugh my ass off. Great movie. Yes, I know the song. I know the entire. Clap your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands. We'll land a land. I know the whole damn thing. I've seen that movie 30, 40 times. The Steel Panther controversy is funny as hell. Horns, horns, horns up, emoticons. The theme song was great, by the way, and watch out for them poop cakes. Yeah, and it's got crying funny, emoticons. Yeah, stay away from Mike Patton. If you're in a bakery, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Lockhart again here. LM Radio is in South Africa. Oh, I didn't know that. Now I do. Zayas coming in here. He's got some stuff. Patton and Rose are about the same age, but Axl looks like Mike's grandfather. Really? We're going to be doing some of that Dead Cross coming up. We mentioned that Mike Patton's other new band. The guy's got 40,000 bands. And I was also telling Mike Buchanan in the Patreon that you got to check out Mondo Cane if you haven't seen that. It's Mike Patton with a full orchestra, and I believe he's singing all in Spanish. But they're still screaming, yelling, blast beats, and all sorts of weirdness going on with it. Still, Panther make money off lampooning the 80s. It's blood money. Sad part of it is when the band runs out of gas, they will be looking for jobs with the very bands they mock on a nightly basis. Good luck. Still Panther is a musical version of Whose Line Is It Anyway or Impractical Jokers. Pure shit. I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean, I'm not... I haven't heard enough Still Panther to lay down a full, stamped and notarized thing. But it's not my cup of tea, especially, when it's just kind of a sex party thing going on. Where they say, "I put it in the glory hole." I don't know. It runs out of steam for me. It's like, give me one of those songs, give me two of those songs. Don't give me 10 on a record. Zach probably thinks he is better than Hendrix and Clapton. Needs to get his ego in check. There are about 20 Japanese girls on TikTok who can play better than him. So he isn't irreplaceable. There's so many amazing musicians you can watch on Instagram and TikTok. It's a wonder that the dudes that are actually up there doing it are, you see a 7-year-old playing shit that Yngwie does. You're going, God. Do they get that from Guitar Hero? Like they learn real early on, they pick that up when they're 3 and they're playing, Dragon Force by the time they're 9. And then they just go, I think I'm going to get a real guitar. I don't know. You be the judge. Get in the comments and tell me if that has anything to do with it. Zombie can survive without John 5. Motley Crue would actually be watchable with 5. Yeah. He would add something to it, I think, for sure. Here's Miss Althea. She was lost in the YouTube algorithms. The Drumstruck Fool says, I have no idea why or how my episode 46 comments ended up getting zapped by YouTube. Here's hoping this one sticks. Thank goodness my lunch had long since digested before I watched this and endured the story of Mike Patton's potty antics. I guess it shouldn't be a shocker that Axl and whoever else in GNR pushed some buttons, but come on, man. What really would have packed more punch is if catering had brought in creamed chipped beef on toast that day. Then Patton literally could have served up shit on a shingle. Is that how you guys had it? My mama always made shit on a shingle with a white gravy and tuna fish. Is it chipped beef? I'd be interested to know more about that. You remember history correctly. Lyndon B. Johnson was John F. Kennedy's vice president, then became president, yes, when JFK was killed. He was in office the year I was born. Yes. Still Panther, man. And I repeat, thank goodness my lunch had long since digested. I don't buy the whole server story from the radio station. I think someone in the booth was having a moment and wanted to see what they could get away with. Yeah, you put on Glory Hole or you put on Wasp, Fuck Like a Beast. You want to hear the phone start ringing? Get on your favorite rock station and have them play Fuck Like a Beast. Say, can you play Wasp Animal? And then that starts going and everyone would be... I remember my mother coming downstairs and opening my door up. It was, I fuck like a beast. And she's like, what in the hell are you listening to? And I was like, I showed her the tape, the cassette tape, and it had the, close up of his crotch with the saw blade and his finger covering the U, I think it was, in the word fuck. I was like, it's fuck like a beast, Ma. She's like, oh my God, you kids. And then she just shut the door and left. I had heard the announcement about Crew and Def Leppard touring and was floored, to be honest. Didn't Crew put it in writing years ago that they would never tour again, and if they did, they could in fact be sued? Oh. Like they were going to sue themselves? Maybe I am not remembering that exactly right. I vaguely remember something about that, but I'm not sure. Get in the comments, everybody. Tell me. Maybe I'm not remembering that exactly right, but it is the principle of the thing at this point. Okay. Oh, we got some. Okay, this is still Miss Althea. She's going to talk about Halloween Ends. Dan and I watched Halloween Ends. Well, Dan watched it. I was honestly only half paying attention through the whole thing. Was you playing Toon Blast on your phone? That's what I like playing, is Toon Blast, because they make the levels not hard enough for a moron to get through, and then you feel really good with yourself when you complete a level. And that's not paid endorsement. They don't, but they're welcome to give me $1 million for that if they want. I was honestly only paying attention though through the whole thing, but still got the gist. It was a little laborious and could have been wrapped up in a more timely manner. How long is it? 2.5 hours? We are also not holding our breath that the franchise won't find some way to live on in some convoluted way. Well, yeah, because then they go, this is the alternate universe, like they do with all those Spider-Man movies and everything. Oh, in an alternate universe, no, none of this happened. He's a cook on the show Alice. Give yourself a Diet Coke if you know what that show Alice is. Order up, dingy. Remember Vera and Flo and Alice? Blake Johnson coming in here. What WTF is Zach Wilde even talking about with the whole Eric Clapton thing? LOL. Also, I love when you do impressions, Shane. They are hilarious. I'm going to, I need to work on them more, but I'm trying. That's how, you start out not knowing how to do impressions, but maybe 5 years from now, you won't even, I'll be getting jobs. They'll be saying, hey, we need you to do a Blackie Lawless over here for this thing. There's your heart. Dr. Funkenstein coming in. Poop cake story is hilarious. John 5 will join Motley Crue. I've tried to like the new Slipknot record and should like it, but damn it, I just don't like it. We'll still go see them live anytime I can. I have not seen Slipknot live, and I would love to see them live, but it seems like I always miss them, or I'm always lazy and don't want to. It's like, well, what's the weather like? Well, where's it going to be at? Well, is some guy going to cough in my beer? I'm always coming up with excuses. That's another thing I'm trying to work on, is cutting my excuses for things. Mike Buchanan coming in here. Rap opening song number 1. Even though people were rude, rowdy, and assholes towards Faith No More in concert when I saw them live, they still kicked ass. That must have happened to them everywhere they went, because they got booed off stage when I saw them, and I left going, I don't know who that was, but I love them. It was this concert that I saw them on. I've heard the new Steel Panther song, and it's not bad. Thought about requesting it, but it has the sex thing big time going on. Still recommend checking it out though. Never Too Late to Get Some Pussy Tonight. That's the brand new single. Never Too Late to Get Some Pussy. It's like, yeah. They started off like a cover band. Would have crowd members shout off songs they wanted to hear, and they would play them. They are very talented. John 5 is fantastic live. His solo stuff is great. Yeah, he's an amazing guitar player. I kind of met him once. I mentioned this somewhere on this channel. But yeah, he popped in and he's like, "Hey guys," and I shook his hand. And he's very upbeat, sober kind of a fellow. He doesn't strike me as a jerk in any way. And now your Jive Talkin' jokes of the week. A vampire knocked on my door. Me. Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay, Mike Buchanan. Yes. Can I help you? Vampire. What do you call the land that meets the sea? Mumbles. May I come in? What was that? What do you call the land that meets the sea? May I come in? And then Mike Buchanan says, sure. Crap. Because you can't let vampires in. If you invite them in, and he and the vampire set him up. What do you call the land that meets the sea? That's the shore. May I come in? He's being quiet. Can I come in? And then when he says sure, and so he's eaten by the Dracula. I went to the dam to get some damn water. The damn man said I couldn't have any damn water. I went to the dam to get some dam water, but the dam man said I couldn't have any damn water. It's a joke about a dam, right? The Hoover Dam. Dad, someone among us is an owl. Who? Narrows eyes suspiciously. I tell Dad jokes sometimes, he laughs. Cashier, would you like the milk in the bag? Dad, no thanks. You can keep it in the carton. Oh, yeah, Oh, here's another dad one. Dad, look at the flock of cows over there. A herd of cows, the kid says. Of course I heard of cows. There's a flock of them over there. Oh, badats. Dad jokes for sure, 100%. And we got new blood over here. We got Mr. Harry Reams. You are one hell of a piano player. Pure talent right there, bud. My God, that would have been amazing if that anal smear Axl Rose got him some shit cake. I'm shocked that someone over the years hadn't beat the guy to it. Beaten the guy to death already. Not a lot of fans of Axl Rose, right? He's really built a wall between the fans for being so jerky for so long. There's your heart, Mr. Harry Reams. Fun story is that the band I used to be in, Die Monster Die, Zero DeLorean was the singer for that band. He's passed on. Rest in peace, dear sir. He used to go by the name Harry Plums. He tried to get a Facebook going, Zero DeLorean or whatever, and they couldn't, and they wouldn't allow it. That's not a real name. So he came up with Harry Plums. So when I saw Mr. Harry Reams, I thought of Harry Plums. And 2 from Mike Stelzer here. Why would you shit your pants at a glory hole? You'd still have to drive, walk, bike back home. I like that he threw in bike for me because I ride a bicycle now since my car died. But yeah, it's a messy situation. If you shit yourself at the glory hole, no one walks away from that looking good, right? A, you've just stuck your ding-dong through a hole in some public place. and then you shat yourself and walked away, it's like, you know someone's sticking it right in there as soon as you leave. My God, what's going on the other side of that glory hole? There's your heart. And Mike Stills are coming in one last time. Mike Patton needs to suit up and take over singing duties for Gwar. That's interesting. He could probably write appropriately as well. Boy, that would be interesting. I heard that Mike Patton was having some, maybe we were talking about it, where he was drinking and stuff during the pandemic. He got in a real dark place. And I think Gwar would be one of those bands that you would want to try to stay out of, because I think that probably the drugs and wine and booze and everything flow pretty good in that band. I can never remember the name. Is it Balzac the Destroyer, the guy with the chompy head? It was him and Dave Brocky that we played a show with a long time ago, and I've mentioned this somewhere on the channel too. But we sat and drank beers and had a great time, and I really like Dave Brocky. So that is it, my fine fellows. Go out there and slay the day, okay? Remember what I was talking about, the infinite universe and stuff? Get out there, do it, take good care of yourself, breathe deep, live life in a happy way. Don't live your days angry with everybody, or angry with this, or angry with that. You got to, you got this finite amount of time, so go out and enjoy it. Do things to better yourself, better your mind and state well-being, right? Let's get out of here. We're free flowing here. Let's go. Come on, let's do it, baby. No. Oh. Come to the podcast, have a good time. Come to the podcast, have a good time. Come to the podcast, have a good time. Good time with the fun podcast. Oh, is this changing? Oh. Come to the podcast. Perfect.